All right. What's up, everybody? It's been a while. Sorry that we skipped last week's stream, but we're back now. How's everybody doing? Finish the flip note. Hell yeah, Kevin Jones. Welcome, Cryophobia. Welcome, Kevin. Welcome, Alexander. Critter Guy. Project Ace. Welcome, welcome. All right. Today's probably going to be a slightly shorter stream than usual, but that's just because animation doesn't take anywhere near as long as modeling does. How's it going? It's going good. It's been a long week, but I'm enjoying the weekend so far, so that's nice. Didn't get as much animation work done as I wanted to, but we can get a little bit of practice in today on stream. And then right afterward, I can actually roll into doing more Mackenzie stuff, which would be nice. Did you see the new Pokemon announcement? I did not. I don't follow much of the much Pokemon. That and most JRPGs in general. Here we are. Look, it's Blinder. Oh my god. The chat's on screen now. All right, this is what we're working with today. So you better get used to seeing a cylinder, because I have a little rig set up with bendy bones, which, from what I hear, is what you want to use if you want things to squash and stretch, because it does this. Look, whoa, oh my god, that's crazy. But I want to try out a couple things with it, and just kind of get comfortable with using bendy bones. I want to make it a slinky. I might want to make it like a rubber band. I might want to make it stick to things, just stuff like that. For the most part, this is going to be talking chat while I figure out how to do this today. What's today? Well, hey, that's what today is. We're doing cartoon animations. So I guess let's just get started. What do we Oh, you have a new avatar, the diving helmet. Yep, that's a new one. We made it a couple streams ago. First of all, let me check that. Oh, Spotify audio isn't coming through. That's weird. Hold on a second. Spotify, where are you? There we go. Pick that. Should be coming through. There we go. Timber Hearth. Music! Oh my god! Okay, I knew we were missing something. Alright, cool. So let's just get into it. Okay, how do we make this look good? Animation's a lot easier than modeling. That's why I like the actual animation part of making Mackenzie stuff, but not so much the modeling part. Just because it's a lot less time consuming. Let's make this... What are we at? We're at 30 frames per second? Okay, so we'll make it like compress down, and then I'm gonna stretch it to like 120. Something like that. Insert, and then like make it 165. I want to reset where it's at. Been listening to a lot of Tom Petty recently. Hell yeah. I've been jumping around genres lately. Listened to a bunch of new stuff. Last stream actually that we did got a... It's funny because I use a lot of video game soundtracks for my streams just so that they don't get like copyright striked, but also there's like at least something going on in the background. And the literal last song on my playlist I would expect to get copyright struck did, and it was one of the Undertale songs, which I was under the impression those were fine to use, but I guess not. Or I guess I should clarify, I didn't get like a copyright strike, but I did get revenue sharing turned off, which To be fair, I make like 2 cents in ad revenue on these streams, but you know, still. Is this for the new Mackenzie episode? No, this is just animation practice in general. Because I wanna figure out new art styles for after I'm done with Mackenzie's. Rotations. We don't really want rotations in here. Delete that. And then I think Z we don't want. And X we don't want. Delete. Alright, so if I do that, and get rid of this, how does that look? Go back here, let it play. Okay, that went a little wacky. I don't know why. God damn it, I inserted way too many channels. Get rid of those. There we go. Okay. But it's gonna look good. I hope so. Because I haven't animated in a cartoony style before, but even though that's one of the first things that they tell you, oh, you need to do squash and stretch, which I probably should have done, but I didn't. So we're here now. I'm learning step 1 after, you know, learning 300 other steps. Okay, amplitude. Does that make it more springy? Oh, hell yeah. I think that's what we want. What does period do? Oh, does that make it like... Okay, so that makes it more relaxed. I don't really want it to be that relaxed. I want it to go crazy. Okay. Or maybe... Okay, hold on. Actually, let's try and bump up the amplitude. And also that. So maybe it won't go quite as fast, but it will snap back. Yeah, there we go. Tip: when you're doing cartoonish animation, give it some bounce. Yeah, we're trying to get squishy, stretchy, bouncy, lots of crazy, exaggerated movements. So how does that look? Yeah, there we go. I think that's essentially what we're going to be basing all of our movement off of, is what we just did right there. Rubber hose animation is such a neat thing. It's charming and fun to watch, plus Cuphead. Yeah, for real. Honest to God, we need more whimsy nowadays. Especially with like all the AI stuff that's been happening. We need whimsical ass shit, okay? Like the new Gorillaz music video. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's good. It's all hand animated. It's like Disney tier stuff. Alright, so then I'm gonna leave the first one and do a little something different on this one. Alright, I think I want this one to be like slinky. So we'll start out here. Down with AI, so true. I'm so tired of it. Like, I remember when it was first getting good, I was like, oh, you know, at least it's kind of fun to hate on it. And every now and then an AI, like, music cover can be, like, mildly, you know, it can get a little nose exhale from me if it's sufficiently funny. But, like, nowadays it's just like, I have no patience. Kill everyone involved in the creation of AI right now. I'm not joking. Except for, I am in Minecraft joking for legal reasons, but like on the low down. How was Iron Lung movie? It was pretty good. It's pretty good. A lot of people said it was boring and drawn out, but I say those people have TikTok brain, you know? If you didn't like Iron Lung, I would refer you to the bottom left-hand corner of this stream. You can just stare at that for a while. But yeah, in all seriousness, it was pretty good. It was pretty good in my opinion. There were some issues with it. I feel like I couldn't really hear what was being said on the radio a lot of the time. So that was definitely rough, but otherwise it was pretty damn good. Please don't spoil Iron Lung. I'm not going to spoil anything. No spoilers. It's just... yeah. It's good. You should definitely go watch it, though. Is it coming to streaming services soon? How long has it been in theaters? I don't actually know. I kept up with it for the first bit when it was first coming out, and then I kind of, like, moved on to the... okay, Blunder, you know that's not what I wanted you to do. Hold on now, let's... GY... rotate... 180... Okay. If I remember correctly, what we do to fix this, there was something... okay, yeah, so we're doing X rotation. So let's do minus that. There we go. That's a little pro tip, by the way, if you didn't know that. If you're trying to animate something, and it's like doing what we just had there, I'll keyframe it. If it's like going the wrong rotation way, that's because it's going either positive when it should go negative, or negative when it should go positive. So all you have to do is not panic, and then just find the thing you want and make it either negative instead or positive. In this case, it's negative, and then it fixes it. Look at that. Okay, we need an in-between frame. So like that. How about that? Okay, I don't really like how that went. Yeah, Iron Lung was good. I feel like I saw another movie. Oh yeah, I watched the original Ringu for the first time. The Ring. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, thought it would be scarier. It's that is kind of, I guess, that's the 50-50 shot you get when you watch older horror stuff, is like the bar hadn't been pushed far enough yet for things to be like, you know, we're basically desensitized to horror at this point. I mean, I have a sleep paralysis demon at the bottom middle center of my screen this entire stream, and it's a joke, you know? So I feel like going back to some older horror stuff, you kind of do have to have a little bit of perspective of like, well, it was scary at the time, even if it's not as much anymore. Okay, genuinely, I'm screaming internally because why is this not doing what I want it to do? Don't fold in on yourself. Alright, I guess that'll have to do. If we shorten it to like half the length. Okay, well that's not at all half the length. There we go. Or you know what? We're not exaggerating enough. That's what the issue is. Alright, start over. Cut it out. I've awoken. Welcome back to the land of the living, Cryophobia. Fun fact, you're in the group of creators that give me inspiration. You're #1 on that list, by the way, to make my own FNAF VHS tape videos. I'm working on the first video on my main channel. Hell yeah. I love to hear it. Glad I can inspire people.
Evil Gary.
For real, appreciate the 2. So let's... I know what we need to do. Hold on. Okay. We're gonna start off like right here. And then at 15, we're gonna go down quite a lot. And then we're gonna shoot upward. And then we're gonna hang in the air for a little bit. And we're gonna rock it back down. Right about there. Alright, let's see how this works out. Okay, hangs a little bit long. Let's bring that in, and bring that in a little bit. Okay, could use a little more smoothness to it. It's very rudimentary right now. This is definitely squishy music right now. If ever there was squish music, I think this would be it. Let's see. What can I do to fix this? Probably gonna need more, maybe a little bit less of a pause here even would do it better. And then this needs to have impact. Okay. Seeing you collab with Springless would be dope. If you don't know who that is, he made the Sonic.exe rewrite, which focuses less on horror and more on Uncanny Valley and Weirdcore. I think, unironically, I had the same idea as him, like midway through Mackenzie's, and then I didn't know that he existed, and then I was Googling, I was like, did anybody rewrite Sonic.exe? And I Googled it, and I found his stuff, and I was like, dude, this is literally exactly what... I mean, not exactly, because artistic liberties and stuff, but it's very close to the kind of stuff that I would want to make as like a remake of Sonic.exe. Because something that I was thinking up in my head was like, what if the horror... Because a lot of, in my opinion, what made Sonic.exe not really work as well was because it was just like, oh, it's the classic haunted cartridge thing. And that only really gets you so far, you know? For so long. Okay, I think I can adjust size for this. So what I was thinking as like an alternative to that is like, okay, what if it's not that it's a haunted cartridge, but it's literally just a cartridge of a game that doesn't exist in this universe, but exists in a parallel universe and somehow got here. So literally all of the horror that comes from it is the implication of like, okay, you're learning about this other universe through the things that are normalized within the game cartridge, if that makes sense. So it's not really even like a, oh, something crazy scary happened. It's just like weird stuff that doesn't make sense like immediately, you know? I feel like Sonic.exe rewrite kind of captures that vibe, even if it's not the exact same plot or anything, but it is pretty cool. Alright, I'm running into... This is annoying so much. Okay, how do we do this properly? I think the hang time might be the biggest issue. There we go. Okay, that's looking a little more natural. Interesting Megalolore. Yeah, it's... I don't know how I would execute on it, but I do at least want to... Maybe not directly with Sonic.exe, but for a next project, I would want to elaborate on something like that, where it's like, the horror doesn't really come from, ooh, there's a spooky, scary thing trying to kill you, or like, oh, there's a monster, or whatever. It's literally just like, the implication that there's a world that you discovered through the fact that something from that world leaked through, and it's like a piece of media, you know? So you gotta like...
So like Sonic from a different universe? Like he's one of the concepts like Feels the Rabbit, but evil?
Yeah, essentially. It would be like an alternate universe where maybe you could probably play with something like... thanks for the 5, by the way. Where you could play with the concept of like, okay, maybe the alternate universe itself is like a dark, kind of messed up place. Because there's so many little things like that where like, you know, for example, Metal Gear. The Metal Gear games only really, like, I mean, not only really happen, but a lot of their plot is focused around like nuclear war. like nuclear warfare, and a lot of that came up in a lot of Japanese media, specifically because in World War II, I don't know if you know this, some bad stuff happened with nukes in Japan. So it's like things like that, where it's like one thing leads to another, where you're kind of piecing together butterfly effects of a separate universe through a piece of media that leaks through, you know? So you could imply a lot of things where it's like, oh, you know, it just refers to like a war that happened in the alternate universe or something, like it's a fact, you know? And so you kind of have to, what would be the word? You'd have to learn it by what is going on in the alternate universe by proxy, basically. I love that kind of stuff, like dragons find and watch the original Godzilla film. Yeah. It is just a concept, but I do want to elaborate on that at some point. Okay, let's make that rotate a little bit more right off the bat. This is a simple rig, so I guess I do have to accept that some of this isn't going to stretch as correctly as I want it to, but I think this is a pretty good starting point. And then we'll rotate this a little bit.
It's a fire concept.
Thanks for the 2, and appreciate that. Yeah, it's one of many concepts that I have just cooking in the background. Hopefully, it's kind of annoying because I am employed now and modeling takes a long time. But hopefully, when I do eventually get Mackenzie's done, I can get to work on some of them because I do have a lot of other cool ideas. I think I'll definitely have to make them like smaller projects than Mackenzie's, because let's just be real, Mackenzie's is massive for a first project. Like I've literally never written anything before this point, let alone made an animated series. Like it's my first animation project, and here we are, you know. So a lot of stuff will probably be smaller scale, but I would definitely want to work on it at some point. Oh shit, how am I late? Don't worry. We stretched a rubber band and glazed iron lung and talked about concepts for horror. And that's all you missed. Welcome in, Goofy. I'm being serious, but you're allowed to go in for tours, and it gives me the creeps. Going where? Let me go up and see what... The thing is, I live near an old mustard gas factory, and they still use the raid siren sometimes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, like, even stuff like that, where it's like, you know... You could have something where it's like... If, like... The fact that, for example, Texas, or whatever, gets a lot of tornadoes. Like, they would have tornado sirens everywhere. So then, in... If we were the alternate universe game, one of the clues about, like, something that people go through is just like, oh yeah, there's just sirens everywhere in this kids game, you know? Why is that? Little implications like that could be a cool little concept. Alright, and then if I... Okay, yeah, so I think the main issue with this rig that I have set up is I want it to kind of, like, work like a Bezier curve, where it can tighten a bit, and right now it can't. What if I just rotate it a lot like that, and then bring it down? And then shrink it down slightly. Insert frame, go to this one, shrink it down, maybe tighten it a bit. That brings in tension. Okay, yeah, I would need to stretch it out to like 60 frames though. Let's see how that works. Yeah, that kind of tightens up a little bit. You can make an ARG out of it, exactly. Did y'all see my prototype drawing? I did not. I'll have to check it out. It's like Amber Alerts are built into gamepad and movies since crime is so prevalent in said universe. Like that would be one example. Is just little elements like that, where you could tell it's like storytelling by proxy, basically. Which I think would be pretty cool. Pretty experimental, pretty weird, pretty out there. Alright, then I'm gonna have this spring forward in like an instant. Okay, I would need it to be like... Maybe bring this even closer, make it an even smaller time frame, because it's like action or something. I'm sure there's technical terms for all this that I somewhat am familiar with, but I don't remember them off the top of my head. Also, this is rotating the wrong way again. And what do we do when that happens? That's right, we make it a minus instead of a plus. Insert. And then that fixes it. Yep, there we go. How's that look? Okay, honestly looks a little jarring, a little bit insane. Why does it do that? Weird. How about this? Does that kind of fix it? Not really, but a little bit. Simple question, when I'm done with my first VHS tape, can I put your name in the description and the part inspired by? Go for it. I have no problem with that. Maybe we make it elastic. Okay, well, we need to bring this a little far out if we do that. Okay, that's a little insane, not gonna lie. Let's put a wall right here. That's not... Yeah, delete that. Okay, why is it like so instantaneous? Something about that's a little crazy to me. Alright, let's see what I can do about this. We don't want scaling at all. So delete that. Rotation, I need to activate normals so I know what I'm working with. Not, okay, Z we don't want. We want Y. No. X? Yeah, okay, so we don't want the Y. Or no, we do want the Y. We don't want the X or the Z. I think. We don't want W, because it's just, I don't even know what W is. Am I able to make interpolation for specific whatchamacallums? I think I can. Yeah, so then it's just the one, although that's a little weird. I don't think that works. Okay. Back to the drawing board. Might draw the prototype to add to my art dump. Hell yeah. Hello, how are you today? I'm doing good, newbie. How about you? Blender being a dillwad. Honestly, when is it not? But this is just how learning a new thing goes. You kind of just scrape your face against it over and over, and then if it decides to work, then it works. If it doesn't, then you keep doing it until it does. Okay, let's take all these. And I guess we'll just pick... We should pick one? Okay. Let's see. I made the amplitude crazy on all of them. What does that do? Hold on. Alright. That is not at all the effect that I wanted, but good to know I can do that. Let's bring God. Okay. Increase the period, maybe. Not by that much. Bring the amplitude down just a little bit. Alright. Then if we add a wall here, does it begin to kind of look normal-ish? Hold on, let's do an instant fix here. Control C, Control V. Let's bring that a little closer in. Alright, and then put a wall there. I think genuinely what I'm learning here, I need Bezier curves. Because there's a lot of moments where I'm like, damn, if I just made this rig into a Bezier curve, it would work so much nicer. But we'll live. Put a wall right here. Alright, let's hide the rig and see how that looks. Oh, yeah, wait, hold on. I need to set a first frame for this. That's right. Insert there. And then this one is where it needs to get wonky a little bit. Okay, and then does that work? Okay, cool. How does this look? Slingshot. Boom. Okay, if you look at the other side, it looks wrong, but if we just ignore that for a second, then it looks good enough. And honestly, that's all you really need in 3D, is good enough. Alright. Stretch, slingshot. Okay, it is a little wobbly all over the place once it gets here. So how do we fix that? I'll repost my prototype, just less blurry. Epic. Who's y'all's favorite Poppy Playtime toy / character? Mine is Boxy Boo. Honestly, I've never played them. And I've heard quite a bit of controversy as of late. Does anybody want to, you know, get me informed on it? Spill the tea, per se. All I know is people are a little mad at Markiplier, which I never hear. So if that's the case, I know something crazy happened. That or it's just Twitter being Twitter, which, you know, is not entirely out of the question, if we're being honest. Let's... Okay, hold on. I'm gonna quick save. Can I just make these a little different? GUI, no. GUI we want to keep. GZ. GX. We don't want GX. That's the one that's messing with us. Delete channels for GX. Okay. Apparently you thought the latest chapter was boring. Gotcha. Was it? I honestly, at this point, for the first time, I wish I played Poppy Playtime, because I don't know if it is good or not. I've heard good things until recently. Like the last 2 to 3, yeah, about the last 2 chapters. I've heard some complaints.
Poppy Playtime is dragging its game to Chapter 6. Nothing beyond that. The game was cool. Had unsettling elements, but it kind of fumbled that vibe.
Gotcha. Okay, so it was just dragging, basically. The pacing was off. All right. Appreciate the 5. All right, then. Yeah, I mean, that is something that some projects, especially more ambitious ones, kind of struggle with. Is sometimes you gotta know when to say, like, okay, we're just done. We're not going any further. We've done what we need to do, and then you get out. That's one of those things that I definitely don't want to fumble with my series. Is I want to get to a point where it's like, okay, I've said what I need to say. I've told the story. It was good. Bookend. That's why we only really have 2 more mainline episodes. Is because I don't want to take up too much time with it. You want to leave people wishing there was more, essentially. That's the goal. Which, speaking of, you guys hear that, you know, the world basically ended because Smiling Friends it's over. It's done. I fell to my knees in the Walmart when I heard that one. That's honestly crazy. But in a sense, I am kind of glad, because there's a lot of things that are very much like, you know, you got your Rick and Morty's and stuff where it's just like, okay, I don't need to watch a million episodes of this. This probably could have ended at season 3 or 4, and I would have been happy. And Smiling Friends is ending at season 3, and it's like, yeah, I'm happy. That good show. Thanks. Appreciate it. Because too much stuff is just like, you know, infinite. Smiling Friends is over. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, knowing, is it Zach? Am I mixing him up with when he plays Psychic Pebbles? Is Newground's name? To be fair, knowing him and his humor, this could 100% be a joke, and he could actually be cooking up 2 additional seasons still, and he's just lying because it would be funny. But I don't think that I didn't get that read. But he has the potential to do the funniest thing right now. So, but yeah, other than that, if excluding that possibility, it is over. Very sad about the end of Smiling Friends, but I understand why it happened. I'm excited to see what Zach and Mike make next. Yeah, exactly. It's like, you know, I would rather it end on a note where it's just like, it's good and it's done and we didn't need any more and we're happy, than, like, you know, drag it out infinitely forever. It's definitely the preferable outcome. Okay, why is that being weird? Hold on. Elastic. Oh God, what have I created? Remember. Let's delete scale, maybe? Is scale what's doing it? Scale is not what's doing it. In fact, that deleted all scale forever and always. I don't know how that worked. Oh God, what am I doing? See, okay, this is what you don't see in Mackenzie's is the process of learning. Because 90% of the time that I'm making stuff, it's just broken, and I have to go, you know what? This makes absolutely no sense. Delete it all, start over. Because that's where we're at right now. This makes no sense, and I say delete it all, start over. All right, how do we make this work well? I want to see. First of all, let's start with where we want it to be at the start, and we'll go from there. I want it to be here at the start, and where's the wall? I want it to be here by the end. Or no, I want it to be the other one there by the end. God damn it. Guys, what puppy playtime thing should I draw? I only know, like, one Poppy Playtime thing. And it's because I only ever saw chapter 1. I am the Eggman. Oh, hell yeah. Dude, that's a banger. Is that on Spotify? Actually, let me check. They have a lot of Sonic Adventure 2 stuff on here. I am the Eggman. Eggman. I'm assuming that's what this is. Hell yeah. Is this not on the playlist? I'm adding it to the playlist. Straight up certified banger. I am the Eggman. I made the robots. This is honestly a classic. Dude, Sonic Adventure 2 is such a good game. I'm never gonna not think it's awesome. It's what I am the Eggman. I am the Eggman. The Eggman. Absolute cinema. Okay, let's put this one here a little bit. We want to go the other way. By the way, just gonna say it, out of all of the movie adaptations of video game IPs, Sonic is it's a clean sweep. They are single-handedly the best ones so far. I wasn't a fan of the Mario adaptations. The Minecraft movie was, I mean, it's Minecraft movie. The FNAF movie was like in my opinion. The Sonic movies, they clear. Okay, so now we just need to change the timing, I think. Bring this here. Yeah, that's true. We get some plus twos in the chat really quickly. Isn't that something that streamers do when they're right? I wouldn't know. I stream 3 times a month. Maybe I should up my stream schedule. The only issue, I have less time now, so I literally can't, but it would be fun. And to think Movie Sonic was originally going to be a horrible abomination. Yeah, it's so crazy that the world almost ended and then it just didn't. We almost got, you know, we won the vote. It was 51% of people voted everyone gets a puppy. We just barely made it. In comparison to the alternate universe, which was diarrhea forever. Okay. Maybe bring it in even closer. Absolute banger. Was followed up by an immediate another banger. Is there a single bad song on the Sonic Adventure 2 soundtrack? I don't think there is. You can try and find it. I do not think it exists. I know what we can do. Let's make the wobble shaky.
Megla, make your Sonic X rewrite of movie Sonic.
That's actually fucking genius. Hold on. Let me get that a heart. Thanks for the 2. That is... You're cooking. Because I can make the alternate universe where the bad Sonic design came out. And the world ended. People think that the world's a tumultuous, terrible place right now. Just you wait until you see what happens in the world where we got the original Sonic movie design. You couldn't handle it. You just have to be grateful for what you got, man. There was a timeline where movie Sonic was ugly. Alright, rotate. Let's put Okay, I think the solution is we don't... Okay, so we could tweak it based on each rotation value. This. We don't want scale. Yeah, okay. And then it gets a little crazy when we do that. But rotate X. That's the only one that we want. Delete that, delete that, delete that. Nice, okay. That's a little better controlled. And then these ones, let's make their interpolation constant? No. Interpolation. More bangers. Actually, is this my... Oh, this is just Sonic in general. Let's actually go back to my stream playlist. I think I have this one. Yeah, there we go. Just give it a quick little restart. And now we're back into the stream playlist. Yeah, Eggman's going on the stream playlist. No shot it's not. Alright. I think we're close to a eureka moment here, boys. So hey dude, I wonder what if Mossy animatronic is Toon Demon. I don't know what you mean, Sebi. You'll have to elaborate. Question I have, what is your favorite character from Mackenzie's Learning Lodge? It changes with time, and it's hard to say, but I think it's between Lila and Mackenzie herself. Those two are pretty high up there. Someone made a cover of Escape from the City that sounds like it was sung by the Beach Boys. It's really good. I have to listen to that after stream. I could only imagine I'd get some kind of copyright mess up with YouTube if I played it right now, but I have to listen to that. Everyone asks for Megla's favorite animatronic, and then says Bo. Wrong, it's Belle. I don't know, actually. So true. Okay, why isn't this picking what I want it to pick? Whoa! Look at it groove. Okay, interpolation mode. Constant. Yeah, I only want to do it for one. I wish I could isolate these. That would make it so much easier. Oh, wait. I can! I'm stupid! Okay. So then let's actually... This is the rotation. So that one we leave, and then the rest of these we bring... Nope. The rest... Nope. The rest we bring back as the next frame. Or let's make it like a couple frames. We just have to make the interpolation not constant. We have to make it linear. Okay, not quite what I wanted to have happen, but you know, it is what it is. Elastic. No. Interpolation. Elastic. There we go. These ones, we just dial them in a little bit. There we go. Okay, that seems more like it's shooting out. We're getting somewhere.
Check out my art trust.
I shall at the end of stream. Appreciate the 2. We'll do our usual little art show at the end. Unless it's time sensitive. If you want me to do it right now, I can, but if not, it will be at the end of stream. Let's quick save so I don't lose all this progress. I actually don't know if I've been saving at all this whole time. Terrible habit. Okay, so this looks more like it's shooting out, so then actually let's just give it a look. How's that? Nice. Actually, I think that's honestly that might just be it. We've essentially figured out the slingshot. I need to fix these two though, because they're not. What do you call it? Bezier. All right, that fix it. Nice. Slinky arm, yeah. I think that's essentially what we've made. We've invented Spider-Man tech. Not to brag, but I'm basically like comic accurate Peter Parker himself. I invented the web slinger. Alright. Skip the next song for now. Oh, hell yeah. Nice and groovy. Hope I don't get copyright struck for any of the rest of these bangers. Dude, you know, I would be so depressed if I woke up tomorrow and I saw, like, oh, you got a copyright claim on Eggman. Because I do not want to take that off my playlist. Honestly, I'll just take the less of the revenue if it means I get to play Eggman every now and then. Put this on an animatronic, I dare you. Alright. I mean, hey. If I learn how to make a thing, then I am not just gonna, like, put it to no use whatsoever. I'm gonna use it at some point. This will eventually be something. We can basically just steal off of Poppy Playtime's homework. We can make mommy long legs, all right? Or like that that Poppy Playtime is the one with the arm grabby packs, right? I can essentially literally just make that. Okay, we got 2 experiments that are done. We got the squash, the stretch, and the sproing. And we got the slingshot and the stick. That's that cover I mentioned is made by someone going by the username of Scruffy. I feel like I recognize that username for some reason. Sega is ridiculously chill about their IP, actually. Yeah, I mean, they are no Nintendo. That's for sure. The only reason why I'm on edge about it is because I know Toby Fox is really chill about his music being used, but apparently the company that like licenses it on YouTube is a little less chill, which is why I had to take it out of the stream playlist. So we're not gonna have any more Deltarune or Undertale stuff, sadly, but things don't get limited whenever I upload them. Okay, so then let's go back here. And we'll make one more. Maybe we want to make one that's like gets squished. Or maybe something else. What other cartoony things would I need something to do with a bendy bone rig? That's the question. Oh, it starts off a little crooked. I grab you. Shake your hand. Delete that. Hello, welcome, Art Kid. Okay. Split or splat? Interesting. I know. Okay, we're gonna have to set up a little bit of a scene for this one. This one's it's gonna do a superhero landing, okay? We're gonna give it a cube. Let's do it over this side, so that they're all kind of together a little bit. G, Y. And scale up. Apply the scale. GZ. Alright guys, we're going for superhero landing now. Okay, and then then we need a floor. Honestly, we can just have a plane for all of these. That'll work. Is that lined up with everything? I need to get these rigs out of my face. No, it is not. Let's bring it up until it is. There we go. Nice. Okay. The ultimate test. Gotta make a superhero landing for my springy little cylinders. Alright, pose. It's a good starting position for everything. Go ahead. 10 frames. And we'll lean forward a little bit. $15. I'm not gonna have it do a flip or anything. We'll go down to here. We'll wait until that frame, and then we'll bring it up to follow. Bring that there. And then by frame 30, we go down. Alright, how does this look so far? Okay, not bad. Maybe we can just delete that one. Okay. Interesting, interesting, interesting. I'm back. Welcome, Nox. I think I might be cooking. We're gonna have him do a little bit of a knee tuck here. Not quite like that. We'll have it kind of rotate back. Kind of come down a little bit. And have that be there. Bring it in a little bit. Or maybe we bring it up even. And then we just have it right here. Have it be at a normal height, and then this one we just elastic a little bit. Okay, but we need to fix it so that it does what I want it to do. Minecraft, so true. Give me a sec, y'all. I'm gonna untangle a charging while for 20 minutes. Godspeed, Goofy. Okay, we just need to find a way to make this, like, less drastic of a fall off. If we can do that, we can do anything. Okay, easing. Ease in. Mayhaps. Ease in, Oh, I know. Okay, hold on. That's a very useful tool. So if I can do that, then, oh my god, that essentially solves that problem. Hold on, let's see if that does what I want it to do. Oh, that allows me to, like, slam it down. Okay. So it's not exactly what I wanted, but that's Good to know. That could be for, like, attacks and stuff. Ice cream? Hell yeah. What kind of ice cream? I have ice cream in the fridge, actually. I get myself some mint chalky chip after this. A well-deserved whoop. For a big boy. Elastic now. What do I do to make this better? More betterer. Interesting. That's not what I wanted to do at all. I broke it. Okay. Okay. There's gotta be a way to, like, smooth elastic into it, alright? Bounce. Maybe I was stupid this whole time. It's always possible. Hold on. I mean, I guess let's see how this works. No, because that's more like rigid. Elastic is very close to what I want, but it's not quite it. Maybe just back. And I just need to bring it closer. Okay, that's closer to what I want. I'll just select one for now, and then no. There we go. French music. It's classic, yet again, Sonic music. Why am I blanking? Sonic Unleashed. That's what it is. Moose Tracks ice cream? Hell yeah. You give a moose a muffin. Gotta go off to a dance party. You enjoy, Critter Guy. See you later. Alright, there's gotta be... Maybe back, isn't it? Maybe, God forbid, I do a little bit of extra work and I just manually animate it. But that's looking like what the deal is going to be. That wasn't what I told you to do at all. Why did you do that? What is interpolation? Bezier. Why does it interpret that as what I want it to do? Something right here. Linear? Bezier. No, that's just wrong. Okay, let's just... I guess we'll just manually fix it. Okay. So then this one will make a little deeper. And then we'll make it go up a little bit. And then it'll come back down. But not too much. And then it'll come back up a little bit. And then it'll come back down. Alright, how does that look? It looks like it took way too long to do. So we'll shorten it. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do at all. There we go. Bring that down just a bit. Let's see how that feels. Feels like we need to do one more bounce. That's a little smaller, and then we're good. Needs to be really subtle at the end. Alright, how does this look? Action! Hell yeah, I'm proud of that. Gonna animate while watching the stream? Hell yeah. Alright, I think that's honestly successful. I would maybe tweak the jump just a little bit. Yeah, let's tweak the jump just a little bit. We got time to be a little bit of a perfectionist. Let's put that there. Okay. Does that alone fix it? Because that feels like it might have. No, not really. Maybe if I delete one. Bring it forward a little bit. Feels a little better. I think that works, honestly. Unfortunately, I have to go now, but keep up your work, Megla. I really love your animations. Appreciate it. See you later. Thanks for stopping by. Alright, I think that's good then. I mean, that works. We got a good 3 animation tests done. We made something squish and stretch and then go back down to normal. We made something shoot out elastically, and then we did a little bit of a superhero landing. I think we can honestly just... Oh god. We can maybe frame it. And then save it. As a little bit of a video file. Hold on a second. Want to make sure... Oh yeah, I have a placeholder so that I don't accidentally ruin everything. Hold on, I'm gonna go to BRB so I don't accidentally spoil anything by opening up the folder. Yep. That would have been a spoiler folder. Thank God I swapped away. I don't want to give you a sneak peek unless I'm ready for it, you know. We'll put it as a temporary file. We'll make it squash. Accept. Alright. And then I can render it. Why are we not going back to general? Alright, there we go. Tune, S, save. Let's make sure that it's all... We want Eevee. And you know what, let's change the materials so that we actually can tell what we're looking at. This one. Let's go shading. This one, why is it not? Oh, I'm in pose mode. That'll do it. Object mode. This one. Finally. These can stay white. Yeah, I'll just get rid of that material, honestly. And then I'll use the material for this. And I'll make it red. And then this one will be green. 3. And then this one will be blue. Red, green, blue. It's like computer values. 66666. Neville number. Okay. And then from there, I could probably just render it. Render animation. Oh god. Lighting. I have to do lighting. That's right. Hold on. Let's make this proper. Sunlight. Needs to be brighter. Rotate it on the X a little bit. Rotate it on the Z. How does it look from the camera? By God, that looks like a scene. Alright, now we render it. Look at it go. Eevee is so much quicker to render. This right here is what 90% of my time is spent on with new animation projects. It's just sitting here and letting it do its thing. And this is Eevee, which is faster than what I use for Mackenzie's, which is Cycles. It takes way longer. If we were using Cycles right now, this would take like maybe 20 to 30 minutes to render. Honestly, maybe not that long, but it would take a lot longer. Okay, is it done? Hooray! And now I can bring it up in my folder, which I will open up again on BRB so that I don't spoil any new things. Where did it go? Oh no. I see what I did wrong. I rendered an image sequence. I didn't want to do that. Okay, hold on. We need to fix it. It's silent, so purple monkey dishwasher. So true. Alright, well we can come back then, because I need to fix these. Where's output? Image. Video. Encoding. Make it in MP4. H.26. We can do high quality, because why not? And no audio. There we go. Re-render. Just to fix it. And then after this is rendered, we can do a little art segment. Orange puppy rocket ship. Interesting combo. I think you're cooking with that one. Is this an absolute banger that just came up? Oh yeah, it's even more Sonic Unleashed. I gotta play more Sonic Unleashed. I know that they recently did a thing so that you can, if you have an Xbox copy, you can technically manage to play Sonic Unleashed on PC. So I guess I gotta hunt down an Xbox copy if I'm not, you know, an absolute evil monster who would download an illegal copy of a game that's no longer sold. But I would never do that. Just could never bring myself to do it. Alright, let's see. Is it in the folder now? Yes, it is! So I can put it there. And now we can marvel. Everybody look. Are you ready to soy out? Wait, hold on. Is that the right one? Let me put it on screen. Yes, it is. It's in low quality, so, you know, don't worry about it too much, but it is 720p. But look at, oh. And it broke. I broke it. God damn it. Hold on. Fix. Does it work now? Yes, it does. Look. Wow. Look at it go. That's beautiful. I think I've sufficiently learned how to make things squishy. Hell yeah. Well, I'd say that was a successful experiment. Now I got something to refer to. Definitely want to use Bezier curves going forward, though, because those would be probably a little bit easier to finagle for more specific stuff. Alright. Now we just got an art segment, which I think Cryophobia, you would be the first one. Let me pull up your thing. Cryophobia. Go to channel. Alright. And then put this here. Posts. Ooh. We got red. We got spring tab. Love that. A little bit of springy boy art. Never hurt nobody. Some nice little sketch mannequins. Lovely, lovely. A lot of good art. Hell yeah. We're all caught up. Good stuff, good stuff. Prototype? I don't know. Let me go, and then Goofy, you said, oh wait, am I still on, okay, I'm not on the BRB screen. Thank God, I thought I was a bad streamer for a second. Goofy, go to channel. Posts. Lovely. I'll put you here. Less blurry prototype drawing. Oh yeah, this is a Poppy Playtime thing, right? See, I know a little bit. Hell yeah. Give those some upvotes. Look at that. It's beautiful. Alright, gamers. Oh, I got more animation to work on for Mackenzie's in the limited weekend time that I have. So I think I'm going to be getting right back into that. Appreciate you guys coming out. I learned a little bit about squash and stretch. Or at least more practical stuff, because I understood the principle, but I didn't really ever practice with it, which, you know, I probably should have done. Admittedly. You know, if I wanted to improve as an animator. That was probably, like, should have been step one. But I kind of hurtled right over it and ran into the make a character wield an axe and try to kill people type thing. So, you know, everything kind of works out in the end, but, you know, we're here. Other than that, appreciate you guys coming out. Appreciate you watching the stream, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye, Cryophobia, Goofy, Art Kid, everybody. See you later.